Hi guys, welcome to the channel. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for your continued support. Right, all day today the BBC has been on the news, reporting on themselves, other news agencies reporting on them, basically because of the two high-profile resignations as a result of the Trump adjustment, shall we say, that they made. Now, they have of course issued apologies, not directly necessarily, but there have been, kind of apologies made, and also statements saying that there are various other things that have been claimed that are not true. But, and of course they've also said that they're not politically biased, but I think a lot of people would understand that they are biased in many ways. And how can you have an organisation that isn't? If you're dealing with the news and you're dealing with journalists, it must be really difficult to have an unbiased news service, because everybody, regardless of whether you're a journalist or not, you all have a political leaning some way or the other. Your feelings, your own morals will align with one particular party or another, and that's just the way that it is. So in order to get loads of people, loads of reporters and journalists in the same room and say, right, we don't want you to be biased towards one side or the other, must be a difficult thing to do. And can it actually happen? Is there actually a way that the BBC can be unbiased? I mean, surely, I know they're funded by the taxpayers and they're supposed to be unbiased and uncorruptible, but we've known from recent events that is not necessarily the case. So what can the BBC do? Do you think the BBC can actually get to a point where they are going to be unbiased? Or do you think that that is actually just an impossibility, that there's always going to be some kind of bias going on in the BBC, regardless of whether they do it intentionally or not? And that, of course, is the key thing, whether it's intentional or not. But I would say that even if it's not intentional, someone is going to say that it's biased in one way or another. So what does that leave the BBC? Does that mean that they can no longer be seen as the objective news service? And if that's the case, if there's no way that they can be unbiased, then surely they don't need to be funded by the public, which is one of the reasons why they are funded by the public, so that they can be unbiased and uncorruptible. Let me know down in the comment section what you think. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Please do subscribe if you got this far, and I'll see you next time.